Hey y'all, welcome to 7th House Tarot. So tonight we're going to do a relationship reading. So let's go ahead and get started. I threw out some astro dice and we got Pluto, we got Libra, and we got the 10th house. So Pluto is all about transitions, endings, rebirths. The 10th house themes of structure, responsibility, or public image. And then the Libra is peace, balance, and harmony type situations. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's pull a couple cards to see if this is going to resonate with you. So off the top here, we've got the King of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Two of Cups. So this tells me that this likely is a long-term connection. It's a relationship that you've probably been in a while, or you've known this person a while. And the King of Pentacles tells me that this person like to be in control. They like to have security, but the Two of Cups reminds me that this was mutual. There was love here. There was some give and take. And the foundation was strong, but growth required surrender of one or both parties to kind of give up control in the situation. So if that makes sense to you, let's keep trucking along. Okay. So in the present situation of this relationship, we have the Eight of Pentacles. And so the Eight of Pentacles tells me that you have been working on this, either emotionally, mentally, or maybe even physically, to prove that you can do better this time in the relationship. So if you're coming back, either you've been stagnant, or you've been on this pause, but you're like, I can do this. We can do this. It's about consistent effort, showing up, and proving lessons from the past weren't wasted. Okay. So the obstacle in this relationship is the Three of Swords. Here you guys, I'll show you. These cards are amazing. So the Three of Swords. So that tells me that there's been some unhealed pain in the relationship. There's some heartbreak, disappointment, or even third-party energy that might have left a mark on either you or the other person, or maybe both of you. It seems like you've been trying to move forward, but there's still some pain there. Okay. So it needs to be processed, but it's definitely not buried. Okay. So forgiveness and vulnerability are keys in this healing process in this relationship. So in the strength of the relationship, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So that tells me that there's nurturing, there's grounded love here. The kind that's loyal and dependable. It tells me there's still deep care here. Even though there's pain, the love is rooted in devotion and stability. The weakness of the relationship is the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles tells me that someone's holding on too tightly, maybe to hurt or control or fear of loss, resentment, but this can look like emotional guardedness or resistance to change here. It's that feeling of, if I just hold still, nothing can hurt me again. Kind of just sitting still and hoping nothing explodes. But that's the same fear it also blocks. That's the same fear that also blocks love in this situation. Okay, so the advice here is the Ten of Pentacles. So that tells me if you want this to last, if you want to think long term, you can't just patch things up. You have to rebuild stronger here. This card calls for shared investment, not just emotionally, but how you plan your lives together. So legacy, loyalty, and security are all the themes here in the Ten of Pentacles, but the future from truth, not illusion. Okay. And then in the hopes and fears, we have the Nine of Wands. So this Nine of Wands tells me that, it's kind of the wounded warrior card. So you've been through hell, and but you're not going to give up. Like you're going to stand your ground here, and perseverance here. Like you're wanting to keep working on this. You're not wanting to give up. So one of you is exhausted, or both of you possibly, but you're still holding the line. You're willing to try again, but you're very cautious. You're very guarded. It's hope wrapped in armor here. So definitely keep your boundaries, but don't let the fear define you here. And then for our likely outcome in this relationship, we have the Four of Wands. So what that tells me is there's reunion, there's celebration, there's stability, there's harmony. This is the card of home and stability and union, and marriage here. It's the homecoming card, a reconnection that feels safe again after chaos. This could be reconciliation for some, or for others, finally reaching that kind of partnership that feels balanced, peaceful, and mutual here. After the Tower falls, the Four of Wands, it's what's rebuilt. So it's a stronger, truer, and ready to be celebrated closing here. So this connection is going through Pluto's rebirth process. That's what I got with the astro dice with Pluto here. And the love never disappeared. It just needed restructuring. The pain had to surface so it could be cleared. Now, the potential for stability, loyalty, and long-term happiness is absolutely here for you. But it depends on releasing control and choosing openness here. You know, this King of Pentacles that you might be dealing with. If this reading resonated, let me know in the comments. I did want to call out a couple of energies in the reading if you're curious. So this is very strong Capricorn. There's Cancer, there's Libra, there's Virgo, there's Sag, there's a little bit of Scorpio, but very heavy Capricorn, if that resonates with you. We'll see you in the next reading.